You are 25 years old. You have $100. And on the first of every month, before rent, before groceries, before anything that feels more urgent than your future, you move that $100 into a broad index fund and you do not touch it. That is the whole plan. Nothing else. No stock picks, no rebalancing strategy, no waiting until you have more money, more knowledge, more certainty. Just $100 moved automatically for a very long time. And what that produces at the end is something the financial industry has spent decades making difficult to see clearly, because clarity in this case does not require their services. Here's what $100 a month actually becomes, not in theory. In arithmetic that has already run across 100 years of market cycles, through depressions and booms, and every generation of people who believed their moment was too unstable for this to work. At a 10% average annual return, the long-run historical average of the S&P 500 before inflation, $100 a month, compounded over 40 years, becomes $632,000. You personally deposited $48,000. The market deposited the remaining $584,000. You contributed less than 8 cents of every dollar in that account. That is not an estimate. That is compound interest running at full scale over full time, indifferent to whether you believed in it or not. But here is the part that destroys most people's intuition about how this works. Of that $632,000, nearly two-thirds, roughly $406,000, accumulates in the final 10 years, not the first 30. The last 10. The decade when you are 55 to 65, when the account has become background noise in your life, when you stop checking it weekly, when you almost forgot how deliberately boring the whole thing was designed to be. That is when the machine does most of its work. The early years look like nothing. They are not nothing. They are the foundation every later dollar stands on. You are 25. You cannot feel that yet. That is the problem. The true cost of starting at 35 instead of 25 is not $12,000 in missed contributions. That calculation is obvious. The real cost is giving up the decade that feeds every decade after it. Start at 35, same $100 a month, same 10% return, 30 years instead of 40. You end with $226,000, not $632,000. One decade of delay costs more than $400,000 in final outcome. That is not a punishment. It is just the shape of exponential growth. The beginning of the curve is flat, insultingly, deceptively flat. And then it is not. There is a specific feeling that comes with starting small. Most people carry it silently. You are somewhere, a desk, a train, skimming an article about someone who built a portfolio before 30, and the thought lands without warning, $100 a month is embarrassing. Other people are talking about positions, allocations, real money moving across real asset classes. And you are automating a transfer that will not matter for 2 decades into a fund so structurally boring it does not even have a narrative. That feeling is not weakness. It is the accurate emotional output of a media ecosystem that has spent years optimizing itself to make patience feel like passivity and simplicity feel like you missed something. You are no longer someone waiting to have enough to start. You are someone who started. Those are not the same person. And the distance between them, measured in time rather than dollars, is the only gap in this entire process that cannot be closed later. Urgency sells. Complexity justifies fees. The idea that you are already behind, that you need a smarter strategy, a better allocation, a high-conviction bet on something most people have not discovered yet, that idea is monetizable. Quiet consistency is not. No one earns a commission on an automatic transfer you set up once and never revisit, so that option does not get marketed. You find it yourself, usually after the alternatives have already cost you something. Here is what the alternatives actually cost. Roughly 90% of actively managed mutual funds underperform a simple S&P 500 index fund over any rolling 15-year period. Not a few of them, almost all of them. The fees on those funds, typically at 0.5% to 1% annually and often higher, compound against you the same way returns compound for you, except in the wrong direction. A 1% annual fee sounds like a rounding error. On a $632,000 portfolio, it is more than $6,000 every year. Over a decade at that scale, you are not trimming returns. You are erasing years of them. Not complex, not exciting, just arithmetic running quietly in the wrong direction for a very long time. You are 35. Maybe you spent the last 10 years trying the version that felt more serious. The individual stocks you researched past midnight, the sector ETFs you rotate in and out of based on news that felt relevant at the time. The moment you feel genuinely smart, you sell before a correction, you see it coming, And then you buy back in 3 months later at a higher price, after the anxiety of sitting on the sidelines costs you more than the dip itself. You are not alone in that sequence. It is nearly the default, and somehow it still feels like a personal failure. Both at once. Here is what nobody tells you about starting over at 35. You have not lost everything. You have lost time, and time is the one input compound interest cannot reconstruct on demand. You cannot deposit urgency. You cannot contribute regret. What you can do, the only real option left, is start the clock now with whatever number is real and let the next 30 years do what the last 10 did not. $100 a month at 35 produces $226,000 at 65, not $632,000, also not nothing. It is $226,000 more than the version of you who keeps waiting for the amount to feel significant enough to justify beginning. There is a particular kind of loneliness in doing this right. You will not bring it up at dinner. There is no event, no moment worth documenting. For the first 5 years, the account looks like a rounding error on your real life. You have put in $6,000 and it reads $700-800, and you personally know someone who turned $10,000 into $60,000 in 14 months on a single position. You feel something that sits between embarrassment and invisibility. It is the specific discomfort of being responsible with a small number in a world that mistakes speed for intelligence and size for seriousness. That feeling has a name. It is called being early. It feels identical to being wrong. The difference only becomes visible from a distance you cannot yet see. You are 45. The account holds $76,000. You deposited $24,000 over 20 years. The market deposited $52,000. The ratio has shifted. You are no longer the engine. You are the person who started the engine 14 years ago and has been leaving it alone. Compound interest crossed that line quietly, without marking the occasion. Nothing changed in your routine. Same $100, same date, same deliberate forgetting. At $76,000, a 10% annual return generates $600 in a single year. Your total contributions that same year are $200. The account now grows more than 6 times faster than you can feed it. Not because you did something intelligent, because you did the same unremarkable thing long enough that the math changed shape. This is what people fail to picture. They imagine contributions as the engine. They are not. Contributions are the ignition. The engine is time running interest on interest on interest in a loop that accelerates every year. Your job was never to be clever. Your job was to start the loop early and refuse to interrupt it. Here is what interrupting it costs. Decades of investor behavior data consistently show that the average investor underperforms the funds they hold by roughly 1% per year. Not because the funds are poorly constructed. Because the investors move in after gains, out after losses, adjusting based on how they feel in a given month. The gap between what a fund returns and what its investors actually receive is called the behavior gap. It does not appear on any statement. It compounds silently in the wrong direction. And almost no one who carries it knows it is there. $100 a month, automated, untouched, in a low-cost index fund eliminates that gap. Not through discipline in any heroic sense. Through the removal of decisions, the transfer clears without your involvement. The fund requires no monitoring, no thesis, no identity built around holding it. You are not an investor in the narrative sense. You are someone who built a small machine years ago and has been doing the hardest thing. Nothing. And somewhere in the quiet of that nothing, no alerts, no reviews, no moment that feels like it matters, you become the person no one around you realizes you are becoming. That is all. The account does not announce itself. Neither do you. That is psychologically harder than the mechanics suggest. The machine will be tested. Every few years something arrives wearing the shape of a legitimate reason to pause. A drawdown that feels structural, an expense that feels non-negotiable. Someone credible describing an opportunity in a way that is hard to argue against in the moment. Each of those tests frames the $100 as optional. The accounts that reach $632,000 belong to people who felt that framing and moved the money anyway. Not out of certainty. Certainty was never the requirement. You are 65. The account holds $632,000. You deposited $48,000 over 4 decades. The market deposited $584,000. The final 10 years alone added more than the previous 30 combined. Your transfer amount never changed. You never called a bottom. You never identified a winner before it ran. You never needed to. Not a story worth telling at a party. No pivot, no insight that changed everything. Just a number that exists because of arithmetic and time and the willingness to keep doing something that looked like nothing for longer than felt reasonable. That is all. The people who arrive here are not exceptional, not higher earners, not better analysts, not people with unusual access. Just people who understood one thing earlier than most: the account does not reward intelligence. It rewards duration. And duration, unlike most advantages in this system, is available to almost anyone who starts. $100 a month, 40 years. The result most people never see, not because they lack the money, but because they stopped while the math was building.